My girlfriend and I have been together a very stable 10 years, but now I think I want out. How does a person leave their partner when they've done nothing wrong? Obvious throwaway account. What do I do? I'm totally lost. Lost enough that I would actually ask for advice online, which is, well, not something I do. My girlfriend and I have been together 10 years, and we've been living together for 5 of those years. We are not married and we have no kids. I'm not a big believer in marriage, and although I know she would prefer it, she's never pressured me to propose. She is happy if I'm happy. She is a wonderful person. She is kind, caring, honest, sincere, and loyal. She is beautiful and she is in excellent shape. She is a great gift giver, she cares deeply for her friends and family, and if we ever did have a kid I have no doubt she would be an excellent mother. She is easygoing, rarely fusses about anything, and keeps the house clean. All my friends love her and on paper she is in many ways the ideal partner. Sorry, but there's no big drama, there's no red flags, no infidelity, nothing. But I've fallen out of love with her. Well, I've always loved her and cared deeply for her, but I'm not sure I've ever really been in love with her. I like her a lot, but wouldn't say I really adore her. I respect her, but I don't really admire her. And you know what? She deserves all the love, adoration, and admiration in the world, and I feel like the biggest, dumbest shithead for not really ever giving her what I feel she truly deserves. I've spent months now in a terrible depression, which I have been excusing away as work-related stress. And she, as always, is patient and considerate and warm. And I have always been honest with her, but with this I can't seem to muster up the strength to tell her how I feel. I've never been good at talking about my feelings anyway, and since I know my feelings will hurt her terribly, I have really struggled with it. But I know that my pain is making her life hard, and my coldness and emotional withdrawal has to be doing her real pain as well. So obviously I have to do something about it. Why am I wanting out? I don't know, lots of reasons maybe. For all her virtues she does have a few less than ideal qualities that when we first started dating didn't seem like a big deal, but after this much time, have become big issues for me. She doesn't make much money, doesn't work very hard, and has no ambition to challenge herself or improve herself either professionally or personally. I found out after a few years of living together that she had racked up a sizable debt, which to my knowledge is literally the only thing she has ever concealed from me, likely due to embarrassment, but I paid all her debt down anyway. Despite our agreement, she has yet to pay any of it back. I intended to save all the money she pays back so I could use it as part of a down payment for a house together, forgiving the debt entirely. She has crippling social and general anxiety, and despite many years of being her cheerleader, gassing her up, and doing everything I can to help her get better with it, I still hesitate to bring her out with friends, even ones she knows well, because there's a good chance she's going to completely shut down and then spend the next week wrapped up in a blanket watching Twitch. Even on vacations I have to drag her around and make all the plans because in a new place she completely shuts down. I am a very social person and I want to hang out with friends always, but if she had her way it would be just me and her always. She loves my sense of humor, but she can usually only make me laugh on accident. She loves the shows I watch and the music I listen to, but I don't like anything she likes, and boy have I tried. She likes my friends and the few friends she has are, well, not great people. I feel like they use her for her kindness and warmth while giving her very little in return. Honestly, I might be her only true friend, or that's how it often feels. And I don't often get drunk, but when I do I'm a very happy drunk, and she is a very, very angry drunk, like a total 180 from her usual personality. When we go out for drinks with people, I'm always worried that she'll have one too many and destroy some furniture at home, which has happened a couple times, always with a later apology and quick replacements. That sounds like a huge red flag, maybe it is, but in 10 years together it's really her only real sin, and she almost never has enough alcohol to get to that point. Also, I smoke weed pretty much every day, at night when I'm relaxing after work, or when out on a hike or at a concert, and it has never bothered her in the slightest, but she doesn't smoke. It never really bothered much me before, but it would be so nice to sit together and smoke a J now and then. Finally, I am a very smart person, or at least I'd like to think so. I crush crosswords and trivia. I don't think I'm that smart. There are many people I know much smarter than me, but I've always been described as a brainiac or the like, and I enjoy intellectual pursuits. She is not stupid at all, probably average, which again didn't bother me at first, but I'm starved for a more intellectual back and forth in my day-to-day life. And you know, I'm no saint either, but I would say that a big driving force in my life is to be honest, kind, patient, thoughtful, and selfless. It's probably why we ended up together in the first place, since she exhibits those traits better than most. And it might be why I'm struggling so much in this situation, since I can sometimes be the kind of person to endure pain so that someone else doesn't have to. In essence, I feel like maybe we're too different. I have worked so hard to pull myself out of poverty and debt in my early life to get the things I want, go the places I want to go, meet interesting people, and get a decent house of my own in a decent town. I want to improve my life and myself every day. There's so much I want to do and I can't do it all alone. And lately she has been feeling like dead weight, like she can't or won't go in life where I want to go, even though I know she would always try, and always has tried. I feel it's not enough. And the back and forth in my mind of stay or go is killing me, and I know she can sense I'm miserable and it's gonna make her miserable. What do I do here? How can I even begin to tell her how I've been feeling? I know she will be devastated, and she will want to go to counseling and she'll pull out all the stops to try to keep me around, but I think I've made up my mind. I want to talk to her and let her down as easy as humanly possible. I don't hate her, I don't even dislike her. I just feel like I have to move on, and most of all, I feel like maybe she will never be able to cope, and it would just ruin her life, but she deserves to be happy. I would appreciate literally any insight, advice, or perspective you can offer, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Please feel free to call me an idiot or assume that I'm actually a massive asshole, because I feel like one. Comment. There is this concept I have heard when it comes to relationships that really resonates with me, the 80% rule. Basically the idea is that no single person can be 100% of what you need. Even 80% is quite high and unusual. But we grow accustomed to that 80%, and someone who has the other 20% catches our eye and we think, man, they have everything I want and don't have, and forsake the 80% only to find that that other person really only had 20% of what we needed all along, and leaving the 80% behind was a huge mistake. The obvious solution to this conundrum is to seek the other 20% in other people, friends, family, colleagues, even online communities, and be content with your 80% person, knowing they fulfill many of your needs and that you can get your other 20% fulfilled elsewhere when needed. Perhaps this isn't your issue and you'd simply be happier single or in a non-monogamous lifestyle. That's totally valid and for you to decide. But I do caution against throwing away a relationship that you describe as quite fulfilling in many ways because you think there might be someone better out there. Just my 2 cents, best of luck to you. Life is too short to be in a relationship that's unfulfilling with a person you don't love. If you're that depressed and unhappy, this is causing you pain, and it's not going to get better. You know what you have to do, better to do it right away, and think about how to consciously uncouple in the most humane way possible. She will be upset, she will feel miserable, and you will be the cause of it. But she will be free to be with someone who really adores her and appreciates her, rather than someone who tolerates her. I actually feel incredibly sad for this woman. For all her faults, you've known them since day one. You've known for a while you feel this way, moreover you knew she was willing to forego things like marriage as long as it pleases you. What else has she give up because she thought you felt the same? You deserve this person you want, and she deserves a partner who isn't just putting up with her. Pulling away, and emotionally punishing her by withholding why you're being the way you are is cruel, on top of the fact that you're breaking up with her. Bad news isn't wine, it'll never get better in the dark over time. I do too, and for the exact same reasons. It's been 10 years. It doesn't take 10 years to know someone's not right for you. He wasted so much of this woman's time when he wasn't even in love with her. And I don't buy the "I have changed" line, because they sound like vastly different people, and always have been. He can't waste any more of her time. This news will probably devastated her, but maybe it can also be a push to improve things she wants to improve about herself. And maybe the right person for her is out there and she can find real happiness. Next story 2. Am I going too far pushing my spouse to give me more details on an issue from before our marriage 15 years ago? My wife and I have been married for 15 years. Overall, it's been a good relationship, and I don't really have any reason to doubt her love or dedication to me over this period. So this all is from about 9 months prior to us getting married. She'd gone to her family's house up north for Thanksgiving weekend. She communicated less than normal while up there, but nothing that really sparked concern. Upon her return, she acted strange, in a hurry to shower and do her laundry from the trip. Neither of these items matched with her normal mode of behavior. I was in the bathroom when she got out of the shower, and I instantly noticed that she was trimmed in the pubic area to a level I'd never seen before, and haven't seen since. We'd been dating for around 8 years at this point. She instantly turned in an attempt to avoid me seeing. Obviously this ruffled my feathers a bit. Looking in her bag that she'd tossed in the bedroom in her rush to the shower, I found a thong. While she did own a thong, she never, and I mean never, wore it. I'm shell-shocked and don't know what to do. A few weeks go by and the cell phone bill comes. I check and notice that for an entire night from almost midnight until 2/3 am, her siblings, also home for Thanksgiving, had been attempting to call her with no answer. A return call from her cell to the house was made early, around 7 a.m., the following morning. That was enough. I confronted her on this. She told me that she and friends were hanging out and she felt like feeling sexy. I took it as a mini bachelorette party. She did admit that she'd run into a guy from her hometown and that they'd talked all night, and she said he kissed me at the end of the night, but that was it, and she'd rode home with her siblings and couldn't understand the phone call records. Fast forward to last year about this time. A separate issue had caused me to bring this incident back up. If I'm being honest with myself, I never felt quite right about it. While discussing it this time, she told me that she'd lied about hanging with friends and that she'd called this male friend from her hometown on her drive up north to see if he wanted to hang out. She said that they met at a mutual friend's house where people were hanging out but decided to leave together to go to the bar. She also admitted that he gave her a ride home. Again, pretty much happily married for 15 years now, but I can't get this off my mind. She claims to basically not recall anything from this trip home or the time right before or after. At this point I'm pretty sure I don't care about the physical encounter. She still swears that they only kissed at the bar, but I feel a need to know why she felt the need to behave in such a manner, and if nothing other than kissing happened, why not? It seems clear to me what her intentions must have been going into the holiday weekend. She's reluctant to seek counseling, even though I've brought that up a few times as something that might help us. So, should I suck it up for the good of the family/relationships and not push too hard for the answers I feel I need for closure on the subject, or am I in the right to demand a clearer picture of what went on and why? Think the issue here is you loved the way she loved you. You didn't love her. Honestly, it sounds like you don't even like her. I think maybe you're thinking a little highly of yourself here too in saying that she has you on a pedestal. The way your writing comes across, whether true or not, is that you think she isn't good enough for you, or that you almost have some kind of resentment for her for treating you so well. Maybe I'm well off the mark, but that's how it comes across to me. If this is the case, could it be a bit of self-sabotage? In any circumstance you need to stop stringing her along and let her find someone who will love and appreciate all those things about her. You're gonna have to tell her. She needs to hear it so she can move on. Maybe try some therapy as well to try and see why you would stay in this relationship for so long when you didn't have these feelings for her. Comment. This is trickle truthing, a common tactic used by deceptive people. I cannot tell you what to do, as if I was in your shoes I would have left 15 years ago with that first round of bullshit, never mind the second round of finding out she boned another dude. I want you to be happy from one stranger for another. But damn man, she may say she loves you but she does not respect you, which is needed before you can love someone. Leave. For your own sanity. I promise you, women are better than this. You just have to respect yourself enough and they will pick up on it. Well, you wanted to be able to trust your partner, and in a perfect world, you should. However, you had more than enough clues. She shaved, had a thong, her family didn't know where she was, and trickle-truthed her story. This was planned, and so was this incident with the ex. I guarantee it isn't only these two occasions, too. These are just the incidents you are aware of. Get a lawyer because this isn't going to end well. Dude, come on. You've already got her to admit everything you need. She's not even claiming at this point she was drunk and bumped into a guy. She organized a date with another man, shaved her puss and wore her sexy underwear for him, spent the day and night with him, while her siblings were worried about where she was. But they only kissed LOL, even if that were true. Which it's obviously not. She cheated.